An 8-year-old girl's abdomen is distended,
Oh, God.
prompting the doctor to rush her into the delivery room. While carefully examining her, the doctor inquires about her condition.
How far along are you? 10 months.
Currently experiencing abdominal rigidity and widespread tenderness, urgent ultrasound is arranged to determine if she's pregnant. Upon seeing the results, the doctor breathes a sigh of relief.
Okay. Whew.
What?
She's not pregnant. It's not a baby.
Looks like a mass.
Although not pregnant, a football-sized mass is discovered in her abdomen, causing immense pain. To compound the situation, the mass may have ruptured, with the girl's parents unreachable, callously abandoning her at the hospital entrance. The doctors, angered, simultaneously contact authorities and child services. They must act swiftly to perform a tumor removal surgery for the suffering girl. Swiftly, a football-sized tumor is removed. A man with an entire fruit knife embedded in his head calmly asks the doctor, "Do I look cool like this?" The CT scan reveals the knife lodged deep in his brain, making his survival truly miraculous. Unaware of the gravity, the man attempts to lighten the mood, performing for the audience. To assess his condition further, the female doctor challenges him with a math problem.
Okay, let's focus. Stuart, how much is 14 plus 4?
18.
Surprisingly, the friend's next words terrify everyone present.
Why don't you just pull the thing out? Because we got a game to get started.
As the two friends pull out beers to celebrate, the lead surgeon insists on performing surgery to remove the knife. Unnoticed by everyone, the intoxicated friend, who had been gesturing with the knife, quietly takes action. While the group anxiously discusses the surgical plan, the intoxicated friend miraculously, and almost effortlessly, pulls the knife out. A soccer ball comes flying in. Just a moment ago, the doctor was administering anesthesia to the girl's ear, treating the injury. Two boys unexpectedly started playing catch in the emergency room. The doctor warned them, but the boys didn't listen and threw the ball again. As a paramedic turned around, he accidentally hit the ball. The woman's ear was instantly shaved off. The doctor was shocked.
Oh, God.
The doctor quickly asked a colleague to bring bandages, but unexpectedly, the colleague happened to step on the fallen ear. The girl couldn't hold back any longer and let out a scream right then and there. The man is burdened by an enormous tumor. Hoping to have this colossal growth removed, he seeks out the expertise of a surgeon named Sean. However, the new director harbors unfavorable feelings towards Sean's autism and reassigns him to the laboratory. In an unusual turn of events, a rare opportunity arises when the doctors offer to treat the man free of charge. In return, they plan to broadcast the entire treatment process live for the world to witness. During the preoperative examination, they discover the tumor's rapid growth has added more than 10 pounds in just 1 week, with blood vessels inside it thicker than a thumb. The prospect of removing it poses a grave risk, as there is a significant chance of life-threatening bleeding. Nevertheless, the man remains resolute in his desire to undergo the surgery, driven by his longing for a normal life.
I don't care how risky it is. I'd rather die in surgery than continue to live with this huge damn tick sucking the life out of me.
Fortunately, Brown devises a brilliant solution, tying off the larger blood vessels within the tumor. It's akin to placing a tourniquet on a gargantuan sausage.
Good. Yes, as soon as possible, yes.
The question that lingers is whether they can execute this intricate procedure successfully without the involvement of Sean. The doctor unexpectedly picked up a leech and placed it on the patient's nose. The man suffered from multiple cutaneous melanomas, causing his nose, ears, and even a finger to turn black. Without prompt treatment, there could be necrosis. An intern suggested biotherapy.
What is that?
We put leeches on your face.
Leeches? You don't say.
The substances secreted by leeches aid in breaking down blood clots. While most people would likely refuse, the man mentioned he had traveled on foot for 40 years and had seen all sorts of species, finding leeches insignificant. Despite the female doctor's attempts, the leech refused to attach. The intern quickly noticed a clue. The leech appeared slightly anxious in bright light. When the lights were turned off, the intern picked up another leech. It immediately attached to the man's nose. Soon after, the leech's body became engorged. The man's blood clotting was effectively treated. Would you accept a doctor using insects for treatment? A single X-ray horrified the doctors, as it revealed a cluster of lifelike faces, identical to children's skulls.
They all do. I'll be damned. They're Judy's.
Doctors suspected the patient might be an exceptionally bizarre case. He came to the hospital with symptoms of intestinal obstruction. At first, the doctors dismissed it, thinking the man had a peculiar eating habit. However, they soon sensed something was off. Despite their inquiries, the man refused to disclose what he had swallowed and even teased the doctor. To prevent intestinal necrosis, the doctor immediately scheduled surgery. Despite psychological preparation, everyone was shocked.
Black Judy. Well, they gave her long hair back when she had the afro.
Soon, a series of dolls' heads were successively removed, totaling 111 and filling a basin. While the surgery was successful, the doctors were still curious about why the man had done such a thing. Do you know why? This little girl is quite extraordinary. She used a stapler to close up her wound. When the doc asked who messed with her,
I did!
Doc wasn't buying it, so she straight up yanked the staples out of her wound, and even bit them off.
There. Can I go now?
That didn't even hurt?
The girl glanced around, saw no one, motioned for the doc to lean in.
I have superpowers, okay?
Doc was even more baffled. Doc started thinking it might be some child abuse situation, but a black doc advised him not to jump to conclusions. She suggested doing a cold press test on the girl. Doc brought in a basin of ice water, but the little one thought it was overkill. Reluctantly, the doc joined her, putting his hand into the ice water. As time ticked away, their hands turned red from the cold, but the girl didn't bat an eye. Meanwhile, the doc wore a pained expression and couldn't help but pull his hand out. Turns out, the girl's got a condition where she can't feel pain, not a single bit. This baby's organs are growing outside of the abdomen, just as the doctor was about to attend to it.
What the hell, man? I thought we were friends. Give me saline, sterile dressings, and...
The doctor at a loss, cradling the organs and urgently calling for assistance. However, the chaos in the hospital intensified as an emergency notification came through the television. A nearby shopping mall had exploded. The hospital became a flurry of activity with a surge of injured individuals, many exhibiting unexplained blisters and rashes. In precaution against a potential biochemical threat, isolation zones were quickly established. Every incoming patient underwent rigorous emergency disinfection. One man's eyeballs were on the verge of bursting. The doctor hurriedly examined him, finding blood accumulation behind the eyes. Swift bloodletting was crucial to prevent the eyeballs from rupturing. The doctor used a syringe to pierce the man's eye socket, creating a small incision for blood release. After that, the man's eyes finally returned to normal. How does a girl end up with penis in her stomach?
She bit it off.
It turns out the battered girl has just experienced a horrifying incident of sexual assault. Everyone in the room pays their respects to the girl, as she bravely puts an end to the assailant's life. Promptly, the head physician contacts all nearby hospitals, ready to alert the police at the first sign of a man displaying symptoms consistent with the evidence. According to police custody regulations, the doctor must keep the evidence in their possession at all times, until law enforcement arrives. 2 hours later, a car careens into the hospital. From the driver's seat emerges a man drenched in blood. Glancing at the profusely bleeding area, the doctor instantly realizes that this is the person she has been searching for. A quick examination of the man's wound leads the head physician to a grim conclusion. He won't be able to function as a normal man anymore. All they can do is hastily stitch up the wound.
He'll be urinating out of a bag for a very, very long time.
Not to mention he'll never be able to have sex again.
Oh, too bad.
Do you think this guy deserves it?